Hello. How's it going? We've got some lights. Obviously, there's some glasses glare, so I'll work on that. I hope you're having a good evening. If you know anything about me, I'm late all the time. So here I am. I made it. I got something to drink. I have a little altar set up for us. And I just want to pull some cards tonight and talk about the season. It's the season of gratitude. It's November. We're going into Thanksgiving. And so I just kind of want to pull some cards and see what this good season has for us. I'm just feeling a little bit of relief with the election results. And I'm really glad that we can just kind of move into the new year hopeful. Let's pull some cards. It looks like somebody's watching, but I don't know who it is. Please feel free to drop a comment and tell me, hey. Let me know that you're here. My name is Jessica. This is the Lunar Lounge. The Lunar Lounge is just a metaphysical space that I've created. You can find it on Facebook. We have the Lunar Lounge group. I am also working on a podcast right now. We have a mini moonisode right now, and there'll be more. You can find it on Spotify and some of your other favorite streaming services. Here we are on YouTube. And of course, if you really want to support the work, you can find me on Patreon. Excuse me. I do have some kittens, so they're a little distracting. Where are we tonight? We are in a balsamic moon. So, nope. We're in a third quarter moon, which means we are 3/4 of the way through the moon cycle. The full moon has passed, and we are almost to the new moon. Okay, cool. What does that mean? That means the moon looks about half full in the sky right now. It looks half full during 2 times in the 8 phases of the moon cycle. There's a blog post on my website about it, jessicayoungliving.com. And the third quarter moon is just kind of, again, a wind down from the full moon as we move towards the darkest phase of the moon, the new moon again, which signals the beginning of the moon phases. And then we start at the new moon again. So the significance is the end of the moon phases were usually used for harvesting or we're obviously reaping the benefits of whatever we've planted for farmers. But for Ezzy Spencer's Lunar Abundance, it's considered a yang phase, which is an action phase. And so it's a good time for us to take action on the things that we have felt in alignment with. So it's a great time to get on and do a reading and be visible and seen. So I said I was going to pull some cards, and I'm going to pull from my Blue Mystic Mondays deck. This is from Grace Duong, and she's just a wonderful creator. I ordered this deck not realizing it was a pre-order, and then had to wait months to get it. And the first day that my husband opened it first, he said, "Let me take a look at this," and opened it up, and he dropped the whole deck of cards, and the Wheel of Fortune came out on top, and it was an interesting day. But she has a new updated app. You can find it in the App Store. It's free, and it's called Mystic Mondays, just like the deck. And you can pull a card a day if you're interested in learning more about tarot yourself. Or you can just pull a card a day. There's a social feature on it now, so you can share your card and you can see other people's cards. You can connect with people you know, and you can not only pull a tarot card from a traditional tarot deck, but you can pull a card from an oracle deck. Her oracle deck is a gemstone deck, so it's really cool. The geodesic shapes are very aesthetically pleasing. The colors are vibrant, and it's very informative on crystals and gems if you're interested in learning more about those natural minerals. So a tarot deck. Let me take a drink of water. Excuse me. Good thing we're on a video, so I don't have to wear a mask, right? I'm so happy to see you. So a tarot deck. The tarot deck consists of two parts, the major arcana and the minor arcana. The minor arcana are kind of cards that you might be more familiar with if you're not familiar with tarot cards. The minor arcana are made up of 4 suits, like playing cards, except instead of the traditional spades, clubs, diamonds, and hearts, you have pentacles, cups, wands, and swords. And then the major arcana are numbered 0 through 21, and they start at the Fool and they end at the World. They represent the cycles and phases that someone would go through as they learn a lesson. So we all start somewhere at the beginning and we become a master of it. And when we become a master, we move on to the next lesson. So that is a tarot deck. We're going to pull 3 cards just as a general, what can we expect for gratitude season? The first card will really represent kind of what we're feeling going into it. The second card is definitely going to represent what the situation we're in right now should be or is. And the third card is going to more or less represent where we want to go, what action we can take. And then maybe we'll pull some more cards. You just got to follow your gut with those kind of things if you're a beginner. I'm pulling 3 right off the top. So they are all upright. I don't have the capacity to turn it around and show you the picture at the moment, but one day I will have a picture-in-picture so you can see what I'm seeing. I'll figure it out, I promise. The first card that we have is the Hanged Woman. So this is a major arcana card. The beautiful artwork of the Mystic Mondays deck shows us that she is hung upside down. In this deck, it's very obvious she's a trapeze artist, at least to me. It's very obvious that she's a trapeze artist. And then you can see she's hung upside down in the moment. Even trapeze artists are upright sometimes, but she specifically is hung upside down in this moment. And what the Hanged Woman to us represents is somewhere where we're stuck. We come into a situation feeling suspended and feeling a little bit out of control and unrooted and very not grounded. If I can be redundant a little bit. So the Hanged Woman normally represents a situation that we've put ourselves into. A trapeze artist obviously puts herself into this situation. She doesn't go into this blindly. She also is suspended and does have multiple options for courses of action. So that means that we have many options available to us, although we may feel a little upside down. There is a lot of blue on the card. Blue represents throat chakra. So maybe we've been feeling a little throat chakra blocked. I do think it's funny that the blue was, not to get super political, but people do feel like they've been stifled. And so with election results, just people really feel like they can speak freely and just kind of say things. But in general, I think most people end up going through something where they feel like they really can't speak up or say their true emotions. The red that she's suspended by, I think, represents that she is not feeling grounded. So there's not a good connection to that red. Red is our root chakra. So red is when we feel safe and secure. So maybe we know we have the capacity. We do know that everything's going to be okay, but we're not having a good connection to it right now. How are we feeling? Justice. The scales of justice. So justice is a time, I don't want to say of reckoning, but it is really a time when we have to call into our lives and see what's out of balance and what we can do to create that harmony. It not only makes it clear what's out of balance, but that blue chakra again is opening up for us to say what is wrong. And not only to say it, but be able to communicate it, to have improved our communication skills enough to communicate things to people that are bothering us or getting in the way, or articulating things in a way that it's going to connect with them, that they're going to be able to hear the message, to receive it, to be able to take action on it. And for you to be open enough to get the messages that you need to get so that you can make the changes that you need to make and that you can take the actions that you need to take. It's just as important for us to make the changes that we have to make so that our life can be balanced, and not so that we're leaning so far one way or the other. Funny that we say that, right? So the King of Swords is our third card. So that means we really do need to be taking action. It means that we need to get out there. The swords are part of the minor arcana. This is the first minor arcana card. Swords, in the speaking of suits, is how we direct our energy into action. So it can represent decisions that we need to make, choices that we need to make, the course of our life changes with all of the actions that we make on a daily basis. And the minor arcana is connected to things on our day-to-day lives. The major arcana represents big, major life changes. So if there have been big, major life changes for us, or we have felt the capacity to see those in our life, then there are things that we need to do on a day-to-day basis to either make that happen or prevent that from happening. Everything that we choose to do is a choice not to do something else. Sounds kind of cliche, but it's true, right? When we choose to get up and start the day with breakfast instead of just having coffee and water and hoping for the best through the rest of the day, it's really setting ourselves up for success. And it's like those kind of small actions, brushing our teeth every day, making sure we pay our bills on time, choosing to pay our bills instead of doing something that's fun. Just being the kind of person that we need to be for ourselves or to get the kind of life that we want, or to right the injustices, or to get ourselves out of a situation where we feel suspended, where we feel in control, where we're not in murky waters that are uncertain, where we are in control and harnessing that power. We're not just directing it, we're harnessing it, right? We have the capacity to have it because we have the capacity to do something with it and be motivated by it. So, I mean, that's King of Swords. He's pretty badass. The card itself, the colors, he's got the deep blue, the light blue, the green, and the orange. The orange is our sacral plexus. Let's just put it all together. The orange is our sacral chakra. Our solar plexus is yellow. And that indicates that we're connected with the things that motivate us on even a sensual level, but that are driving us to understand that our actions have the capacity to affect more than ourselves. It's a ripple effect that when we birth new items into the world, when we realize that our actions have the capacity to birth that in other people, it's important that when we take those actions, we understand the impact that it has. It's important for us to continue to do those things when we are motivated by the right thing. I don't know why I keep repeating the same thing. The green is our heart chakra. So I talked about being open to those changes and being open to having the right words and being able to say the right things, or do the right things, or hear the right messages, not taking things personally and not projecting our things onto other people. It's really important for our self-care. That means that our boundaries are in place for ourselves because we are the only ones that we have any control over. We are in control. And the dark blue, we talked about the light blue, it's the throat chakra, but the dark blue has more to do with our intuition and being connected to it, so that we're not questioning where our motives come from. We can trust our gut feelings. So let's pull a Moonology card, because this is the Lunar Lounge and the blue keeps on coming. I keep these cards in blue rune bags. I have different colors for all my decks. I've got pink and purple and green and black. And it's just kind of what the deck calls me to care for it with, and everybody takes care of their decks differently. Everybody has a different relationship with their cards, and I think everybody has the capacity to use different tools, and it's important to have more than one kind of tool and more than one kind of way to use them, because there's value in doing things differently. Community, not competition. All right, you guys, these moon cards are itching to get out. Whoa, okay. Here they are. They're jumping out at us. We've got not one, not two, but 3 cards. I didn't mean to make that like a magic trick, but it kind of turned out like that. Okay, we've got Don't Let Pride Get in Your Way, the full moon in Leo. Big yellow. We've got balance, spirituality and practicality. Full moon in Pisces. And we have work through your fears, new moon in Scorpio. So that's that purple. We have the blue green, and we have the yellow. Leo reminds us to have faith in our sovereignty, faith in the fact that where we are led is where we're supposed to be. And that just who we are naturally, just what we're drawn to, what we like, us being us, not thinking about what we have to be, not meeting any expectations, just authentically showing up. If you think about those people in your life who might be just so unafraid to be themselves, right? It's just they cannot help be anything but themselves, and they don't mind being the center of attention because they're comfortable with the attention being on who they are because there's so total transparency about it. Those are the Leos, probably. The full moon in Pisces, balance, spirituality, and practicality. Pisces is a wonderful sign for connections to our emotions. When we are in tune and in balance, Pisces has that capacity to be connected and to understand a practical application of spiritual things and how to feel unpressured into integrating it into their day-to-day life. So this reminds us that we have to not run from the emotions. We're not too strong for the emotions, right? But we find balance in this spirituality and practicality. It doesn't have to be a separation. It is okay to let them both be harmonious and to give life to both of them and let both of them, let there be room for both of them to coexist. So the last card that we have is Work Through Your Fears, New Moon in Scorpio. So this is the card I'm going to end us on tonight. This purple is our crown, our insight, and this is what we have to get in touch with. It's hard to know what we're feeling and what we're being told when we're not in touch with what our authentic self is. And when this is out of balance, it's really hard for us to execute things correctly. So the reminder is to not self-sabotage, but to be, what's the word? To be intentional is, I guess, a word that you could use for that. You want to be cautious. You want to be aware of what you're doing. So you need to be in tune and aware of what's happening. It says work through your fears. So the limiting beliefs that we have for ourselves are different than things other people say to us. And we sometimes sabotage ourselves because it's a way for us to prevent criticism from external sources. And a lot of times, Scorpios will self-deprecate or put themselves down to be the butt of a joke before somebody else can, as a self-preservation technique. But we have to move past the fears from ourselves so that we can fully embody who we are and move out of this trapped state, this victim trapped mindset of feeling scarcity and that there's only so much to hold on to. We're asking the universe for advice, and the universe is telling us to work through your fears so that you can show up as your best self. And you have to do that by doing what you have to do to balance that shit out. So it's up to you to parent yourself about that and really do what's best for you. So what can you do? What advice do I have for you? Journaling. 100%. Journal as often as possible. Guided journaling is fine, but journal about what you're feeling. Journal your inner monologues. Go back and read them. Check in with yourself. Any kind of meditation is great. Meditation can be sitting quietly on the floor. Meditation can be yoga. Meditation can be walking. Meditation can be doing the dishes. Meditation can be folding laundry. It is focused thinking, letting your brain just kind of zone out. And when we do that, when we tune into a mindless task, because that's kind of what sitting still is, right? When you're meditating, you're doing nothing. When you're folding the laundry without the TV on, and just, it's clear. You're clearing your mind cycle. You're giving your brain a break from over processing all these other sources and letting it kind of reset. And that's when we can get in touch with those insight moments, when we get those clear messages, so we can feel confident about the action that we have to take. So that is my messages for us tonight. I'll post pictures of these cards on my Patreon feed and on my Facebook group. I'll link those groups here in the show notes. I don't really know how to do that here on YouTube, but I'll figure it out. If this resonated with you, please leave a comment below. If you want to hear more or you have questions you want answered, you can either request a reading from me on my website or ask the universe for free through my website. You can go to Dear Universe and submit an anonymous question that I will answer on my podcast, which is free to listen to on Spotify or other platforms, also titled The Lunar Lounge. Or just Lunar Lounge. And if you are looking for gifts for your loved ones, I would love to plug Heritage, High Life Northwest Apothecary and Heritage Apothecary. Both supply beautiful spiritual kits, altar kits, cleansing sticks. This candle that I got from High Life Northwest Apothecary right now, they're selling limited edition Zodiac boxes specifically targeted. This one is Aries, and I have a dragon's blood candle, and I got a gem and an herb bundle, and a self-love ritual just for me, and my Aries moon water. So if you're interested in those, I'll link those as well, just because I love to support other women. And if you have a business that you'd like to talk about and that you'd like me to shout out here, I'd love to do that. If you're in the market for art, Chrissy Roshak, the artist, is on Instagram and Twitch doing live paintings, and Given Grace Gifts on Redbubble, and all her boxer art. So that is it for me today. I promise. I will stop trying to sell at you. I'm not really trying to sell at you. I'm just trying to pass along the vibes. I have a lot of free information. I'm here to serve you. I really appreciate your time and your effort being here. I'd love you to comment and tell me what you thought. I hope you have a great rest of your night, and I will see you soon.